Hi guys, in today's episode of Taylor Talks Trades, we are with Darren McGhee from DMG Services Group. We're talking about the roofing industry, the awards that DMG have won in the industry, and also how we can collaborate and make the industry better. I hope you enjoy. Darren, welcome to Taylor Talks Trades. We'll start where I always start. How did you get into the trade?
I got into the trade through my father. I'm a third generation roof tiler. My grandfather and my father. I didn't get any choice, to be honest with you. I left school and I went straight into roofing and absolutely loved it, thankfully. So when I was still at school, my father used to take me out at the weekends and I get £5 a shift, which I think was a bit of slave labour, to be honest with you. But I did love what I was doing, and from that moment that the hammer was in my hand, I just loved being a roof tiler, and I wanted to be the best that I could be. Yeah,
straight into kind of an apprenticeship, was it then? Were you
well,
college and all of that, or did you learn the ropes first? Well, the weekends would have.
Well, the weekends. The weekends I was a labourer. I was cleaning up all the crap of the day, but from that moment it was just being out, being up in the scaffold, learning about how to walk on a scaffold and how to be safe first and foremost,
basics,
and then just learning from my dad and my uncle, who were brilliant. And as soon as I seen them, I went, wow, this is what I want to do. I loved it for the moment.
And how was college and that? Did you enjoy that as well?
I loved college. I was maybe about 6 months into my apprenticeship out on site, and then I went straight to Cambuslang College. I'd done my apprenticeship there and I won Apprentice of the Year first year. I won it my second year and I won it my third year as well, which I've been told it's still never been done in any trade. No, bricking, joinery, it's never been done. So I hope that never gets beat.
Oh no, that's quality. And then how did it progress for there? What was happening? So what was go through your time, and was you working for your dad at this point?
Yes.
Then? Right, okay.
Yeah. So I was working for my father, and there was maybe about 5 of us at the time. So it was me and my dad, and then my uncle and another labourer. And it got to the point that it started to become a bit of a competition. My dad and me wanted to try and do the roofs quicker than what my uncle and the labourer could do. So then we started to split off into 2 and a 2. And I just try to beat each other and try to just be the best, honestly. Try to get the roof done as fast as we could. So I'm not working past 2 o'clock. I want to get that done and then go out.
Plenty of competition.
Plenty of healthy competition, which made you fast. And the thing is, they were on price work as well. So you had to get it done, do as much as you could in a day, and then obviously earn your money.
And I know you're big on quality as well, because you're saying quickness there, but you also had that, you'd won the awards, you were obviously doing things right, so the quality was there as well.
It just showed you as well that you didn't need to do things slow and still do the job properly. I think there was no bad habits straight away from my father, because he learned from his father as well. So coming from that roofing background, we were just getting taught how to do things from day one. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with all my apprentices as well. Good. Pass that on.
And what's what kind of makes the difference between somebody who goes to college and wins that award 3 years in a row and somebody who just goes and almost just shows up? Like what did you have there? What's that? And what's the mindset?
A burning desire inside to be better than everyone in the room. I wasn't good. I wasn't academic at school or anything, but when I went to college, I knew when I was in that room with all these other roof tilers, I wanted to be better than them. And I think that was just more my personal kind of, I wanted to be the best in the room. I wanted to prove that I was good at something. And I think whenever I says to you earlier on about picking up that hammer, and I seen that hammer not just as a hammer, I seen that as an opportunity to change my life.
That's good.
It's worked.
Good. Because I'm big on that. I think it's like when you take apprentices on, you want them to be the one that goes and wins the award. You want them to go and just really get a good go. Actually, if I'm honest, it's like I wish I applied myself better at college, because I probably got caught up in a wee bit too much carry on, and it was a good laugh.
You're still a young boy back then as well.
And I remember, you'll know Bob Coots, but so I remember Bob saying to me, he was like, "There's this competition coming up in Holland," and I was like, "Oh, I'd love to do that." And then I just remember, I think it was too late. Because I was like, I should have knuckled down sooner. And I always remember, and that's a wee regret, where I'm like, he said it almost as if that's the opportunities that's there, but knowing you're carrying on. And
I know.
I think most classes would be the same, but our class was wild. You know, and we all kind of came from West Lothian, but we went to Edinburgh, Telford. Went to the college there, and it was almost like, there's all these guys you kind of knew, you'd played football with and all of that, and we just all came together, and it was just mad. It was good, you know, we did. And most of the people for there have all went on and been pretty decent roofers. And some started up on their own, and some's doing all right in other companies and stuff. So it was a good class as such, but there was just probably no just enough knuckling down.
That
just,
elite.
And
remember as well, and this is what I say to all my guys, not everyone wants their own business. Not everyone wants to be... You can gauge success on a lot of different ways.
Yep.
Like, I've got a guy that works for me now, Kevin. It was my father that taught Kevin and me at the same time. So we went all the way through our apprenticeship and everything. Kevin never wanted his own company because he loves being a roof tiler.
Yep.
Whereas I had to take a step back at 28, 29 and went, well, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to end up knackered. My knees, my back, everything else. But I wanted to grow my business.
Yep.
And at the same time, even back then, maybe 12, 13 years ago, I knew that I wanted to give something back.
Yep.
I knew that if I kept just being a roof tiler up on a roof, then I wasn't going to be able to have apprentices.
Yep.
I wasn't going to be able to change any kids' lives. And that's when I kind of took the step and went, I need to start growing my business for myself now. Because you can't be a roof tiler forever.
Yeah, true.
It's not the kind of trade that you can do when you're 60, 70.
Aye, no, you're right.
So, and I've seen that in my father and I went, whoa.
I was talking about this the other
like
day. That's what I was saying to somebody. I was like, I've worked so hard to like get off the tools and do that, and I'm like, I'll not be one of these guys that's like body's on knackered because I've been on the tools all my life. Then I'm like, I've just ruined it with eating. I'm like, it's like, so I'm back on the I'm back on the health kick once again, and I'm like, no, I actually just need to like what was the point in that? It's like you're saving your body, but actually, on the other hand,
but everything in moderation.
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
Well. Do you know what I mean?
So then this transition here starts to go. Where does the hunger first come for that? I'm going to start my own thing. I want to get away from my dad and that, and I want it to be my own sort of thing.
Well, as much as I love my father, we couldn't work together. We were very similar. So he thinks he's the boss. I think I'm the boss. And even at 21, he's telling me to do something. But when I was 21, very cocky, I knew I was good. I'd won Apprentice of the Year, first, second and third year. And I went, who are you talking to?
Oh, no.
I know more than you now. So because I was fast and because I thought, well, I'm now the main man, I think I'm good and everything else, probably didn't show him the respect that I should have been showing him because I wouldn't have been what I was without him. So we clashed constantly. And I always remember once we were in Stirling and it was a Friday, we were working away, 8 o'clock in the morning, let's get out, we've got 3 porches to do, big porches, let's go out, let's get them done and we'll finish for 1 o'clock. So by that time, it was a ladder load. There was no forklifts or anything like that back then. Shows you how old I am. So we were carrying, so the tiles were dropped off and I would have to go and get them maybe 20, 30 yards away. 6 on the shoulder, walking over. So up and down, up and down. So anyway, we started arguing and I said something to him that I shouldn't have said.
Oh, no.
And I was told to go to the van. So it was about 9:30 and he says, go to the van, just go away and you're not getting your wages either. And I went, all right, okay. Right, stuff you. Walked home from Stirling. So as I was walking home from Stirling, I went, realisation, I don't know how to go home. So I had to then make my way onto the motorway. It was roasting. I had rigger boots on, they were up to here. No. I'm walking down the motorway trying to get home. All these cars passed me, tooting the horn. I'm like, hey. Then the police stopped me. Son, you're not allowed to walk on the motorway. I don't know how you got home. What do you want me to do? I've got no money. My father, we fell out. He wouldn't give me any money. I don't know how you get a taxi. So the police put me in the police car, took me into Stirling Main Street or something and says, look, you need to go out here. You need to make your own way home. Remember, there was no mobile phones then as well. So there was no way to me phone anyone or anything like that. I eventually made my way back onto the motorway, got to Airdrie, walking home, and then a lorry driver picked me up. I thumbed a lift. A lorry driver picked me up and dropped me off at Airdrie Main Street. And he says, look, there's £3 for you to get a bus home or something like that. But by this time, it was 3 in the afternoon. I was starving. Right into the chippy and got a sausage supper, walked all the way home. I got home 10 minutes before my dad had done a full shift. Oh, no. My mum killed him for making me walk home for Stirling.
Oh, no. Did you ever regret that? Or?
Aye, I regretted it big time because I was starving, my feet were killing me.
So not knowing what you said to your dad, but just...
aye, a bit of both.
Oh, man.
We made up the next day after my mum.
Was that kind of like one of the many things, or was that like the final one that went,
no,
I'm going to need to go on my own here, Dad?
There was many, many things. Yeah. And I think my father kind of pushed me as well. And he says, look, I don't want you to be a roof tiler. Yeah. So that was kind of one of the decisions, no, it wasn't the catalyst, but one of the decisions to make me go, right, it's time to go out on your own. I asked my boss at the time, I says, look, I think I can run a site, give me a site, it's mine with my wee squad, and I'll do the roofs. You can go away, because he had like maybe 10 sites at the time. All I wanted was a wee bit more money. And the responsibility of having my own site and doing it. He says no, and I decided to leave the next week. And I started DMG. And I was 23 at the time.
That's good. It's quite interesting as well. You wonder like what sort of, like the same with my previous employer, you wonder if like they maybe look and see what we went on and done and think, but then it just might not have happened that way if you didn't have to almost go in at the deep end when you started your own thing, like we'll have a look in common. It's just almost like, oh no, this is the real stuff now.
I think he's seen me as a threat as well. My dad's boss, who we worked for, you'll know him, I'll not mention names, but I think he's seen me as a threat, and when he's seen me winning the awards and everything, he went, oh, hold on. Whereas if that was one of my guys now, I'd be going, what do you want? Want a new pair of boots? Do you want this? I treat my guys, we do employee of the month. Anyone that's good that month, we'll give them a £100 voucher, or I'll buy them a DeWalt drill or something, or a nail bag. So I'm reinvesting in my guys, because if you treat them good, why would they want to go elsewhere?
It's true, mate. It is, and we're very similar on things like that. We were talking about it earlier, like we do like a sort of review league table. So like if they get good customer reviews for our clients, they get sort of rewarded for that. So it's pushing good customer service, and they're getting to see the benefit of it. And I think, to be honest, in this day and age, like you've got to be running that way. You've got to be looking after people and rewarding the good stuff, and you know, trying to correct the bad stuff where you can. And definitely I agree with that.
You need to make yourself totally different to other businesses, because most businesses, you're just a number. Whereas I know every one of my employees' names, I know their families' names, their kids' names, I know everything about them. And I think when you have that kind of personal touch, you're more of a leader, and they respect you more as well, because you do care about them. You want them to work, and you want them to be safe and everything else, but you go, how's your wee boy today? How's your wee girl? Like, it's that personal touch.
People want to know that you do actually care, and when you remember things as well. I'm always big on that. Like, see, when somebody tells me something, I'm like, I'll remember that, because then the next time I can say, right, how's the wee boy now, or what's happening with his football here, or the wee lassie's dancing classes, or whatever it is. And when you start to do that, then people do realise, because we've got it quite tough, because like we're taking all the burden, all the risk, and you've got to try and keep the machine moving forward as such. But you also just need to have, like, if you've not got that culture and that personal touch, like you said, it actually can't move, because nobody will come with you. So
it can, and you'll soon get overtaken.
So moving on, DMG starts, going through the gears and stuff. What's the awards? I know you were winning awards, you were picking up recognitions. What started to move for there? Where did we get to?
So what awards have we won?
Well,
So recently we've won the community award for everything that we're trying. So the NFRC community award was just for everything that we're trying to do in the local community. What I'm big on as well is, I've came from Coatbridge. It's like everywhere else. It's a bit of a deprived area. So
everybody says that about their own bit.
They do, and there's good places and bad places, don't get me wrong, and there's a lot of good people that stay there, and they just don't get a chance in life. I was very fortunate that my father says, you're going to be a roofer. I had no choice. I was very fortunate that I loved doing roofing, but there's so many young kids that are leaving school. My wife was a high school teacher, and she was saying, look, all these kids are leaving school. Don't know what they want to do with themselves. So I went, right, okay, what can I do? So we've now done a deal with over 64 high schools with the DYW that they're going to be doing a Future Friday. So they're going to be bringing in any young boy or girl, because we're big on wanting to bring girls into construction and roofing as well. They're going to come into our roofing academy, and we're going to teach them roofing. Now, we'll give them a hammer, a nail bag, hard hat, vest and everything. All the roofing rigs are all set up. We're going to say, right, I'll show them what to do, how to cut, how to saw, how to work out the gauge, how to put on felt and battens and everything else. And you should see their face light up when they have that hammer in their hands, and they can go, right, I can do something with this. And that's what I keep saying to them. I harp on going, the hammer's an opportunity to change your life.
Said that at the beginning.
It's not just a hammer. And some of them go, wow, that was strong. You see the ones that take it in.
I could imagine you'd feed off that passion, because like the way you're talking about it, it's like, I seen one of your comments somewhere, it was like, make roofing sexy or something. I was like, I looked at that and I went, I've never really heard the roofing being called sexy, but let's give that a try anyway.
See, I'm trying to change the perception as well. My dad was a big guy as well, and back in the day, you'd look at him and you go, right, construction, roofers, arse hanging out. And you're going, I'm trying to change that. All my guys have got all their t-shirts, everything says DMG, from Tammy, Snoods, everything. I want them to feel part of this culture that we all look the part.
Yeah.
Same as all your guys as well. They're all looking good.
You've got to,
Let's make them look sexy. Let's make them feel part of something. No roofer is sexy apart from myself. But I'm trying to make all these guys be part of this culture and change that kind of perception of roofing, being a cowboy or a rogue trader. Everyone knows who works for DMG. Everyone knows who works for Taylor Roos. You're part of that group.
That's definitely important. So where are you at now? Where's things at now? In fact, no, sorry, you didn't mention all your awards. So.
Yeah, sorry, there's a few. Might be here a while. Sorry, I'm kidding. So the Community Award for NFRC, I won Britain's Top Tradesperson in 2019 as well for Screwfix. I'm still the only roofer to win that as well. It's always electricians and plumbers and everything else. So I went down to London, went down to Farnborough, which was quite a massive thing, big thing. Only Scottish person down there, so I thought, I'm going down here, it's all English, I'm never winning this. But I think the thing that maybe helped me win, I was again in a big room with 10 people from the FMB, the NFRC, they were all there, councillors and everything from London, and I just went in and I was just honest. I showed them my passion about what I wanted to do, how I started and how I created My Roof Care as well. And at that time, My Roof Care was the first and only roof care package in the UK, and I designed that at £12.99 to stop people having cold callers chap their door. If you're part of this little group, that you're in my wee kind of group, you can only give me £12.99 and you're safe. You're safe. You know the roofing contractor that's going to be coming out every 6 months. You know you're only giving us £12.99. So that kind of set me aside.
It allows them to say as well, if somebody chaps the door, then you can actually say, no, I've got a roofing maintenance package.
Yes.
Like, no.
What I now give them as well.
And they know with your branding as well, that isn't actually one of your guys. They're not going to get confused. So that's great. There's
what I get anyone that signs up to me as well, I now give them a door sticker and it says no cold callers. We are already covered with My Roof Care. So anyone even getting up to that door, they're chapping the door and going, oh, walk away. And it helps that elderly person to go, no, son, she doesn't need to make anything up. Son, I'm already covered. They walk away. And it's helped quite a few of them.
No, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
because
really you know how some people can chap that door and they can be very forceful. So for that person to have that kind of peace of mind is quite good for them.
Nah, that's good. That's good. And what's your next steps?
Just keep doing what I'm doing, I think. With award, I don't go out to try and win awards. We're just doing what we're doing. It's just if you keep doing what you're doing, people will recognise it. People will see it. LinkedIn's amazing for us, me and you. I think you see it. It's a good way to put everything that you're putting on positively. People can see what you're doing, and then people kind of go, wow, he's doing something different. Wow, he's doing an employee of the month, or he's doing a My Roof Care thing. And you start to get that recognition on its own.
So you've not got any massive plans, but just kind of keep sharpening the saw as such and building on it.
Yeah, just keep turning, because again, if you do stand still, people will then start copying your ideas and everything else, and then you need to keep pushing. But as we speak right now, if I get anything, no, I want to totally focus on the academy, trying to keep changing kids. Next year, I want to start another 10 apprentices. I'm desperate to get a girl in. I think if we can get a girl in and make her the best roofer that we can make her, it just gives you that inclusion. It gives you that diversity that people will see. If he can turn this girl into this amazing roof tiler, more will follow. And that I'm
does
big
break
on
that stigma a wee bit.
It does. It does. It's listen. You don't need to be a man to be a roof tiler. Anyone can do it if they're taught properly.
It's so much safer now as well. Like that's the thing. It's like, there's times gone by where it has been a bit more rugged than what it was in than what it is now. But everything's a lot safer. Not to say that girls can't handle it, but what I'm saying is it's not as what it once was, and the industry is changing a lot.
I mean, it's not like when me and you were doing it as well. It was just 6 on the shoulder. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. Whereas now with forklifts, the health and safety, you've got all your hop-ups, your edge protection in. Just teach that person to do it right. She doesn't need to be on price work, so she can go out there and plod away, do the job right. And that's all I care about. Do that job right, and she'll have a good living out of it.
Definitely.
She really will.
Is your dad still roofing?
My dad now has semi-retired and now works for me.
Oh, brilliant. So it made it full
Whether
circle
that's
then.
a good idea or a bad idea, it all will be revealed soon. He's now been working with me for 4 months.
Will anybody be walking him for Stirling again? That's the big question.
He might.
Brilliant.
I might do that just for badness.
Brilliant.
Just take the van off.
Brilliant. No, that was amazing, mate. That was great. Thanks very much for coming on. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.